Peter Wall, Performance Monitoring Committee.
Great. The committee met on January 21st, right here, and we have some consent agenda items as well as administrative discretion items. I'll start with the contract award for purchase of scheduled services, which Stacy had presented. CDTA utilizes the HASTIS scheduling system. Is this Gyro, is that like the sandwich? Inc. For fixed route scheduling, operations, payroll, and service planning. Corval Scheduling Inc. provides specialized professional services and proprietary expertise supporting the full HASTIS optimization. Proposed contract supports comprehensive review of CDTA scheduling design, business rules, and operating parameters to ensure efficient use of the system amid ongoing service realignment. So we need a motion to approve a 3-year contract with Corval Scheduling Inc. of Laval, Quebec for purchase of professional scheduling services in an amount not to exceed $325,000.
Can I get a motion on that? Mike, thank you. Jackie, second. Any questions or comments on this? Some discussion in committee about it. Need it? They're the only ones who do it for us, so.
Right, exactly.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? It's approved.
All right, now we'll talk about the annual procurement surplus report, and Stacy has presented it again. And the annual disposition of surplus assets conducted in compliance with our procurement policy. Surplus vehicles sold primarily via public auction, unsold items scrapped or donated where appropriate. Total proceeds from this effort were $101,810 returned to the operating budget. Applicable sales tax remitted, so we need a motion to approve the annual procurement surplus report.
Can I get a motion on resolution 2? Jackie, thank you. Second by Georgie. Thank you. Any questions? I feel like this is like the change you put into a can or something.
Right.
Count it up at the end.
Exactly. Although it's more change than we've had in the past. Right?
It is.
A little more change.
Yeah. Good year. That's good. Anything else on this resolution? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? It's approved.
All right, now we'll move on to the annual safety management system plan. Richard, there was a substitute, I believe, for.
Not for the safety plan.
That was a different one, okay, all right, yes. The FTA requires annual board approval of the SMS plan, updates reviewed and approved by the safety committee. Plan was reviewed and approved by the FTA during the 2025 triennial audit, and we need a motion to approve the SMS plan in accordance with FTA requirements.
Motion on this? Mike, thank you. Second by Jackie. Again, any questions? Had a good presentation at the committee meeting. All those in favor of the plan, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
It's approved. Thank you.
All right, then we had Sarah provide us with an update on the audit committee. Internal audit affirmed compliance with IIA 2A standards. 1100, including independence, objectivity, and freedom from interference. Functional reporting to the PMA committee, us, and administrative reporting to the CEO continue to reinforce audit independence. The internal audit charter confirms authority, scope, and adherence to the 2A's international professional practices framework. Together, the annual independence and objectivity statement and the internal audit charter reinforce the integrity, transparency, and accountability of CDTA's governance framework. Now we'll move on to the administrative discussion items, the monthly management financial report. Trish Cooper, there we go. Revenue summary, MRT, mortgage recording tax is 32.5% over budget for the month and 23.6% over for the year to date. Fares are 11.2% under budget, which is in line with last December fares. Year to date customer fares are down 6.1%. Facilities income is over budget 12.7% for the month and 7.2% year to date, driven by parking revenue and West facility rents. And now we move on to the other side of the ledger, the expense summary. Wages are under budget 1.2% for the month and 5.3% year to date. Phase 2 of our realignment went into effect November 30th, and December had a reduction of 5,500 paid operator hours compared to last December. Health benefits are over budget 7% for the month due to health insurance buyback going out into December. Year-to-date budget is under by 0.7%. Purchase transportation is under budget 0.83% for the month, but 5.5% over budget for the year. Maintenance services is 21.5% over budget in December and 1.8% year-to-date due to work that's needed to be completed at the West Avenue facility, but overall we are in satisfactory budget condition with a surplus of 3.7 million. And then we had the monthly non-financial report presented by Lance. Ridership down 1.7% year-to-date. Fixed route reductions offset micro transit usage. On-time performance continued improvement, plus 7% year-over-year and 1.9% year-to-date. Vehicle reliability, preventive maintenance remains strong, MDBSI within acceptable range. And then with respect to Star Paratransit, ridership growth continues 7.4% year-to-date. Missed trips increased due to process reporting changes and monitoring is ongoing. And with respect to customer comments, they increased, requiring continued focus and oversight. And that is the summary of the meeting. Our next meeting is on Wednesday, February 18th, right here.
Thank you, Pete. You're so good with numbers. Rolls off the tongue. Next report is the Community and Stakeholder Relations Committee. Pat Lance is going to.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Community and Stakeholder Relations Committee was held on January 22nd, 2026 in person in Microsoft Teams. Staff provided updates on the refreshed vision and values initiative along with the monthly earned media and community engagement report. Emily DeVito outlined the approach for updating CDTA's vision statement, building on the ongoing refresh of our organizational values. Over the next 2 months, we will develop a revised vision that clearly articulates CDTA's identity and long-term aspirations for the Capital Region. Emily will engage both the board and employees throughout this process to ensure broad alignment. The updated vision will be introduced in coordination with the rollout of our refreshed values on April 1st, 2026 across internal and external audiences. Jamie Caslow presented the Earned Media and Community Engagement Report. In the past month, CDTA issued 6 press releases generating 9 media stories across multiple outlets. Coverage highlighted the stroller pilot program, new QR codes on shelters for reporting issues, and holiday activities at the Joseph L. Bruno Rail Station in partnership with Questar BOCES 3. Social media engagement continues to grow across all platforms. High-performing content featured 2 CDTA operators as part of a broader campaign to elevate and recognize our workforce. CDTA hosted several internal events, including a maintenance breakfast and luncheon. We also welcomed NIPTA leadership class for its January session, hosted at Goff Middle School students for Career Day, and celebrated the retirement of longtime rail station manager John Rich. CDTA participated in multiple community events this month. Highlights included the annual Morning of Kindness with the Mohawk Hudson Humane Society and providing transportation for the inauguration of incoming Albany Mayor Dorsey Eplers. Upcoming engagements include Transit Equity Day, the Capital Region Close Red campaign with the American Heart Association, and Transit Worker Appreciation Day in March. And that concludes my report. The next meeting of the committee is scheduled for Thursday, February 19th at 11:15.
And if I could just go on record, at the Morning of Kindness, I was not the bud tender.
Well, that is kind.
I was handing out golden cat food, or collecting it. I was not handing out the medicinal marijuana.
Oh, man.
We'll make sure we get that
We
into
need
the
to
minutes.
You know that.
Our final committee report, Mike Crichon for strategic and operational planning.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. The committee met last Thursday at 12 p.m. here at 110 Waterville Ave and via Microsoft Teams. We had one administrative discussion item, and that was regarding the Disadvantaged Business Enterprise Program. Stacy Sansky provided an update on federal changes to the DBE program and their implications to CDTA. The program was established in 1983 to promote participation of disadvantaged small businesses in federally funded transportation contracts. It was substantially revised by the U.S. Department of Transportation effective October 2025 following recent court findings. Key changes eliminate race and sex-based presumptions of disadvantage and require all firms to individually demonstrate disadvantage through narrative and documentation. All currently certified DBEs must seek recertification under newly developed state certification processes. During this transition period, contract level DBE goals, participation tracking, and related reporting are suspended, and federally funding recipients face no penalties for non-compliance. The shorter operational impact on us is minimal. We do not use race-conscious contract goals, do not certify DBEs, and are not responsible for administering the new certification program. Current and upcoming procurements are unaffected. Stacy noted several areas of uncertainty, including the absence of a clear federal timeline or uniform guidance for recertification, and concerns that the new highly subjective eligibility process may discourage participation over time. As a result, the long-term impact on DBE participation and program viability remains unclear. We will continue monitoring developments through APTA, FTA guidance, and industry working groups, and will update leadership and the board as additional clarity becomes available. The next meeting of the committee is Thursday, February 19th, 12 p.m. here at 110 Waterville Ave and via Microsoft Teams. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Mike.
Yep.
And thanks again to Stacy. That was a terrific report at the committee meeting. It was very interesting. I know I'm not the only public policy nerd on the board, right, Jackie?
Right.
It was very interesting update.
And there were articles just recently about the work stoppage potentially in New York with the new railway under the Hudson River, same issues, multi-billions of dollars, and they're trying to work with the feds to go through this. This is not fun.
A lot of uncertainty, right?
Yeah.
Next item on the agenda is the CEO report.
All right, well, thank you, and good afternoon, everybody. So we're kicking off the calendar year and the last quarter of our fiscal year. Excited to work with you all, with the union and our employees. We got a lot going on. So there's a lot of, for us, and, we just had a senior staff meeting. It's more about the planning and discussion, but much more around execution and deliverables this year, right? We have a lot to do. We have the right team to do it. Some things this year that we're gonna be focusing on, as you know, is we completing the phase 3 and phase 4 of the necessary realignments. We thank you to the entire board. We are going to formally adopt our success outcomes over the next couple months. We are definitely we're developing with the community stakeholders group, a renewed vision respectively will be in alignment with our success outcomes. And then, definitely just a few other things that are out there. This is not exclusive, but, we're gonna be introducing a new employee recognition program that the team worked hard on, and I'm really excited about it. We're gonna be piloting full enclosures for bus operators, right? And I think these are gonna be successful, thanks to Lance and Chris and the team for this, and Dave. Where we're going to be piloting a collision avoidance systems also. These are fully available on our buses and the manufacturers, and they're at a maturity level that we really think it'll help us reduce some of our claims that we're seeing escalate. And we're definitely investing in the team, right, in employees, right? Across our facilities is something that we have some facility upgrades, and then, notwithstanding all of the action items from the town hall that we had, we're still providing updates every month, good, bad, or indifferent on the topics and the issues, and that's at the forefront throughout the year. The good news is, in tied with the realignment, to the tenets of the realignment in the TDP, that we've realigned the first phases, phase 1, phase 2. Through the realignment, we reinvested where we could in the running times that were inadequate, something we heard at the town hall, and we were happy to report that our on-time performance on fixed route has improved by 5%, which is huge that quick. So we're delivering. It's not only delivering efficiency, delivering savings, right? We're actually delivering for our employees and our passengers, and that's critically important. But we do have a lot of work to do there, and especially in STAR. STAR, we have a lot of work to do. We have to be focused on improving our on-time performance that's suffering. But also we have to be more efficient there because we're a victim of our own success. Our increasing ridership is putting pressure on us, right? And we also have to balance the budget and our purchase. We're controlling our purchase transportation. So, Rich Cadero and Alton are working hard on this, and we'll have more for you. And I'm gonna ask the team, whether it's next month or the month after, to provide this board an update on some of these actions and activities that we're actually implementing there. And going into the final quarter of the fiscal year, Jamie had mentioned the budget was released by the governor, basically proposing a 5.75% increase in STOA. That's good news compared to last year, but it's not great news for us at this point because we need a lot more. Right, we need 15% plus or minus, or close to 15% to sustain the optimal services. And we're gonna be out there advocating hard on this, right? We began, we're gonna continue to. And and that's, our union partners are gonna be there with us, helping push this. On the capital side of the budget, the executive budget was a $223 million appropriation. It's a $22 million decline from last year, so we still don't need to know the details there, but we're gonna be getting into that with our NIFTA partners. Good news on the federal. There was different proposals, earlier on the federal budget. There was actually the House was proposing a great reduction in THUD spending and our transportation spending, but the House and the Senate's appropriation committees last week released their proposed bipartisan budget, and it included a $21.1 billion budget for transportation, which is a $160 million increase from last year. And they also proposed a $3.3 billion investment for capital investment grants. So this is good news, right? So now it's up to, once the budget is actually approved, it looks like we'll be made whole, and maybe a little bit more on the federal side. So great news there. As we mentioned in our report, we're still financially stable. The team's doing a great job. We are carrying a $3.7 million surplus, so we're cautiously optimistic, but we need every penny going into next year. And then really, I'd be remiss not to talk about it. I know I sent you quick updates via text, but the storm, the first big storm of the year hit. It was biggest storm since '96, whatever all the hype was, to sell shovels and snowblowers. But the team really came together, had pre-meetings, meetings during the storm. It was lockstep, all hands on deck, getting the RTICs off the road, just maximizing service. It was really a really good continuity among the team, and I think the results showed. Sunday was it was messy, it was bad here, but we had one minor bus stuck, newer operator pulled into a stop that they shouldn't have, got it out. We had one hit and run accident, somebody hit a mirror and took off on us. That was it. We ran full service, right? And it was amazing. And then Monday morning, we went out there running full service again, right? It was, it's commuter day, a lot of schools were closed, the government, the state offices were remote, but still, people were still out there. We ran full service, no incidents. And, that proves, just shows everybody the resiliency of what we do, why we do it. I congratulate the team. We are gonna do, though, a debriefing this week to see what we could have done better. That we can always do better, but again, thank you to the entire team. It was an amazing job there. And then really closing up, just, looking ahead, it's gonna be all about the fiscal budget development. Tricia's working hard with that, and we'll be reconvening the band again to talk about it. But we're gonna be really looking hard on how we develop the departmental budgets there. And of course, the advocacy is gonna be, forefront. And then finally, Jamie Caslow is helping plan the state of the state for CDTA. So, I think it's in March, we're planning in March, so be my first state of the state for sure. Pretty exciting, but that's what's to come. Any questions? Okay, thank you.
Do we have a firm date yet on that?
We don't.
Okay.
We're getting close.
There we go.
Has everyone been updated on your conversations with the federal level?
Mark Polino.
And stuff like that, and just, this is somewhat positive.
Yeah, I think we spoke a little bit about it last month, but as many of you know that the chairman and I and Jamie Caslow, we went to Washington back in December. We met with the FTA administrator, and the FTA is very interested in supporting transit-oriented development, and really feels that if the actual transit agencies take the lead on this, it will help it will help bring success to the region, where this region's been struggling. I think it's prime too. In Albany, it's prime because you have a new mayor, right? So the mayor's interested in things, hearing all good news stories, right? Things that will help the city. So we are, we're gonna be meeting a small group of us together to figure out what does this look like? What are the ingredients we need to actually lead transit-oriented development? The FTA has offered. They said the funding is there if it's done right. And, hopefully we're going to use some of the horsepower in this room to talk to some of the local business owners and developers who would be interested in this. So I think it's a home run. The only asterisk I will put on that is that the Federal Transportation Administration has made it clear that this administration is not interested in taking away lanes for buses only, taking away truck and car lanes for buses only. So that's something, that's an ingredient in the past that really, was not part of the conversation. In the past, it was, hey, let's add bus lanes, add bike lanes, reduce the number of passenger car lanes to increase transit. FTA is not interested in that, so it's just another paradigm we're in, but. Yep, so more to follow on that, it's exciting. For me, it's uncharted territory, but we have some people here who, may or have been in that realm, so we're very fortunate. So.
Great, more to come on that. Board member comments, anybody have anything for the group today? No? Pete?
I'll get, just
Lunch?
And lunch, no, I just wanted to thank everyone sitting around the room, because in these tough times, we keep hearing some really good reports. So I credit to everyone sitting around the room, working together, coordinating your efforts, and even some of the first phases of our realignment, are playing out along the lines we thought they would. So great stuff.
Love it when a plan comes together.
It's amazing.
It all just reiterates the people.
Yeah.
Biggest asset.
Yep. Absolutely.
Oh, except for Rich. Sorry.
We're playing People's Court this week.
Anything else? If not, can I get a motion to adjourn? Thank you. Give me a second. We're adjourned. The next meeting is on February 25th. right here at 110 Waterville Avenue. Good day, everyone.